Welcome to Jefferson County Post Sports with Mike Stanley. I'm Mike Stanley, and our guest today is Shawn Way, head soccer coach at Jefferson County High School, entering his 13th season. Shawn, thanks for coming on with us.
Thanks for having me today.
We're going to preview the soccer season that's coming up with Shawn. Also talk a little bit about returning players, as well as what the expectations are of the soccer team this year. Shawn, I guess being 10-9 a year ago, what are the things that maybe you're most looking forward to, looking maybe to correct from a year ago?
We have a great core of guys coming back this year. We kind of exceeded expectations last year, where we lost 14 seniors the year before, and we weren't really sure what we were going to accomplish last season. We ended up coming in second place. We were right close to fighting for the first seed, and we'd like to get further in the postseason this year. Get back to the region tournament. It's been since 2012 since we were there, and we have a great core of guys coming back, and just really excited about the upcoming season.
Yeah, you talk about the great core of guys coming back. A lot of returning, like you said the year before, having 14 seniors exit the program. How important is it to have those guys returning on your lineup?
Well, last year we had 9 guys that graduated again, so 23 we've lost in the past 2 seasons, and we lost some really good leadership last year. But we have one of our captains, Brandon Wilmoth, returning. We have a great person in the back, Evan Day, as a defender returning. Grant Seals, a dual sport athlete, and it just helps the guys basically have great leadership on the program, on the field, and off the field. You got to have great leadership to go anywhere in this conference, in this district, and just really looking forward to getting the season underway.
Yeah. How important is it? You mentioned Grant Seal being a dual sport kid, Gio Morales obviously playing on the football team. How important and how much do you put into those dual sport kids? Is it something that helps them when it comes soccer time, or is it something that, soccer is just a whole different animal?
Well, it absolutely helps them. I mean, Grant's one of those conditioned athletes that we have. Gio, I know he suffered an ankle injury early in the football season, but those guys are just training year-round, and they're always fit and ready to come in and play right away. Not to mention the guys respect them a tremendous amount just due to their ability to play more than one sport, and they come in and just give us instant leadership and have a lot of good character in our team. So we're fortunate to have 2 great athletes like Grant and Gio.
Yeah. You mentioned the word character a lot on your team. When you talk about the younger guys that are going to be coming in on this team, building character with those guys, how important is it for them to look up to, say, like a Gio or a Grant?
Well, we have a lot of youth in our team. We have 15 sophomores and 9 freshmen. It's very important to have good character and leadership, and those guys can come in and see what the expectations are and realize that we've built this program up over a course of over a decade, and there's certain expectations we have for each season, and those guys can use those guys as a role model, really, basically, and that makes the transition into high school sports a little bit easier for them.
Right. You're going into your 13th season, as we mentioned before.
Old man on campus.
Yeah. We talked a little before the show about being one of the longest tenured coaches at the high school. How important is that to you as a coach, knowing that you have that familiarity with everybody and the campus, as well as all the athletic programs as well? Well,
after I became a coach in 2003, I started substitute teaching in around 2008, 2009. So it helps me have a relationship with the students, trying to get student awareness of the team and the program, but also I want to provide stability for Jefferson County soccer, and I felt like, I'm a Morristown West graduate. I know that probably people can't have a hard time believing that, but and I actually had an opportunity to leave and go coach there at one point in time. But I wanted to stay here and build something, and I feel like the guys and girls have bought into our program, bought into what we want to build here, and the program's just growing. And I attribute that to the kind of kids we have come out playing soccer for us. It's they put the work in the field. The coaches now, my assistant coach Sarah Vaughn, she was a former player also, and she's put a lot into the program. So I'm very fortunate to have just great kids to work with, great assistant to have help me out, and just being here, I'm just trying to build the program up in a positive way and represent Jefferson County in a positive way.
Yeah. You talked a little bit about programs of soccer. How important is it with youth soccer, whether it be AYSO or other organizations? What kind of how big is that? How key is that in your program?
It's very key. It's very important. We have a lot of kids that don't play, Lakeway competitive soccer that play AYSO, and we use that as a feeder program to our high school program. And a lot of kids go play. They also play in clubs in Knoxville. And like I said, I mentioned Morristown. So between AYSO and club soccer, that's what keeps our kids fit and getting training at the next level, preparing them to play, whether it be for high school or in college.
Yeah. So for those who don't know, maybe who Shawn Way is, tell our watchers, our viewers at home.
Well, I grew up in the Morristown area and played my high school soccer at Morristown West and played for Lakeway Soccer Club. I played college ball at Union College from 1992 to 1997. I graduate assistant coach at Cumberland University from 97 to 98. I kind of took a sabbatical from soccer, lived up in the Northeast and just kind of played, didn't coach for about 4 years and came back. And a friend of mine was working between Morristown West and Jefferson County between two programs and said, they need someone to come in and coach the guys and the girls, and they want someone that's gonna stick around and be there. And way back when Craig Kisbeth was still with us, Craig Kisbeth and Dale Schneidman and a couple of the boosters, we all met, and I was offered the job. Been very fortunate to keep it ever since. And I've got a 9-year-old daughter and fiance, about getting ready to get married here in June. So my life's pretty full and pretty lucky man.
I hear you. You said you took the 4 years off from coaching. What inspired you to get back into coaching?
I miss working with the young adults, young kids, and I coached, when I was in graduate school down in Nashville, high school kids all the way down to 7-year-olds, and I just really enjoyed the high school age, and I knew that when I came back, I wanted to get into coaching automatically. I'd been back about 6 months, came back in October, and then got offered the job in January, right before preseason, so I kind of had to get things moving quickly, but I just miss working with young adults.
Yeah. We spoke briefly about the conference that you've been in now for a while. What is so difficult about this district?
Well, the district is really any team can beat anybody on any given night. I mean, we've got some new additions such as Cherokee. They're still growing, but you add Seymour, South Dole, Sevier County into an already competitive district. We lost Greenville, but East, West, us, anyone can come in a year. No one expected us to go through run the gauntlet last year and finish almost in first place. But you've got to bring your A game every night, or you'll be on the losing side.
Right. And then moving forward, you said a goal for this team is the region tournament, where you'll play a team out of Northeast Tennessee ordinarily. Is that a different animal up there than maybe it is down here? Are there more athletes up there?
Well, I'd say the athletes are comparable. It's just that Science Hill is a very loaded team. They're usually the Science Hill and Dobbins are the two teams that usually you have to play to get through to get to sectionals or the state tournament. And Morristown West is a very talented team this year. They'll be the team everyone's chasing in our district. I know that Sevier County is always tough, but the Northeast region is always one you're going to have to play your best against if you want to get somewhere in the postseason.
Yeah. Having your captain Brandon Wilmoth back, what does that mean to this team in particular? That you kind of know where this team's heading now. You've had a season with him. How important is it to bring him back?
We're lucky to have Brandon back. He gives the guys someone to really look up to, and they know him from last year, so they know what his expectations are from practice, from game standpoint. He brings a lot to the table just in terms of leadership. He carries our midfield. He really is probably one of the hardest working players I've ever coached, and so the guys look up to him in that aspect. They're not going to question him from a leadership standpoint, and he's just a fun guy to have in the team. He keeps things light. But he knows when it's time to get down to business and work. So the guys really look up to him a lot. They know what he's achieved at a club level also. So he's a great leader for us. Yeah.
To those viewers that think, well, soccer is just a bunch of people out there kicking the ball around. Kind of go in depth with what goes into a soccer team, what goes into practice, what goes into conditioning, all the work that these kids put in to be there.
Well, we start conditioning generally in November with weightlifting and just cardio training and a lot of running, a lot of agility, plyometrics, sprint work. Trying to mix it up for the guys, but they realize that the hard part in the preseason is the running. We have to put a lot of mileage in just to get our stamina built up for soccer because it's a lot. You're not running. Every player's not running constantly for 80 minutes, but you have to be ready on the stop and go. and you're out there, you're moving around, being active. So if you're on the pitch, we want to be the hardest working 11 guys on the field, and so everybody's got to be on the same page and the same fitness level. And I think that's really that's kind of the surprising part for younger players is the fitness level they're not having attained yet, and getting them fit and ready for the season. So we try to combine all cross training with that in preseason.
Now, are there camps that, because other sports have camps that you can go and kind of test your skills a bit against some of the best players in the country? Are those camps available to these kids?
We do. A lot of the Division I schools offer camps. You can do a residential team camp in the summertime. My guys are kind of scattered in the summer, so they probably kind of feel that they were left out on that. But my girls, we usually go to a camp down at UTC and spend a week together. And the guys, we actually have a gentleman coming up from UTC next week to do a weekend camp for my guys. So it's kind of like our preseason camp to get us ready. But yes, there are camps available. If anything from a small school like Milligan up to a large school like Duke, they offer elite camps. You also have what's called an ID camp, where a player might go for a weekend and just get to, necessarily, depending on the level, NCAA or NAIA, compete against the players or compete with incoming recruits. So those are available.
Shawn, we spoke a little bit about Gio earlier in the show, but maybe failed to mention that he was back-to-back keeper in the district, and then last year was the keeper, the best keeper in the region, from here all the way to Virginia.
Gio has some great. He's been fortunate to have some great accolades the past 2 years, and he started out as a sophomore, and he got district keeper of the year, and then he was pretty much unanimous selection last year, and then he came down to the vote. When he came down to the region voting, we knew he had a good shot to get it, and he's had a phenomenal year last year, and he wants to make an impact as a forward this year. We lost Josh Belinsky last year, 25 goal scorer, second highest goal scorer in Jefferson County history. But Gio's really want to play the field some, so he'll probably be dual threat for us this year.
Yeah, well, that's great. It's always good to have those guys that are able to play more than one position. In 13 seasons as a head coach, you're bound to have some players that came through the program that are just a step higher than everybody else. Talk a little bit about those players that you can remember that have gone on to play at the collegiate level and maybe even further.
Well, we've been very fortunate to have some tremendous athletes come through our school and some amazing soccer players. But Colton Seal currently plays at Carson Newman here in town, and Amy Olvera, who's graduated this spring, signed with Milligan, and she actually played for a Super 20 team that went to nationals back in the fall. And we also have Allie Rhodes, who graduated 2 years ago. She's playing at Tuscaloosa right now, and she's doing well. So those are just a few off the top of my head that I can think of. But we've had some others that came through. Graduated 2009. Justin Price went to Carson Newman. Andrew Schuhart graduated in 2010, went to Milligan. So we've had our fair share of athletes that have played at the next level. And Sarah Vaughn, she played at Bryan College and transferred to play at Carson Newman for a year, my assistant coach. So the guys and girls know what it takes, the commitment it takes to get to the next level, and just trying to help them get there.
Right. How proud are you as a coach when those players do continue their career to the collegiate level?
I feel like a dad almost, proud of going there because I feel like they're one of my kids, and I just watch them grow each year, and to see them reach their goal, it's really happy. That's what it's about. You want to help the student athlete get to the next level, and if I can help them do that, then I feel like I've done my job as a coach and a mentor.
Right. Now we'll fast forward into this season, the season that's coming up. You kick off, I guess, a scrimmage against Central, and then, of course, you jump right into the season with Knox Catholic.
Yeah, Knox Catholic's going to be we've played them. This is the second year we've played them first match. And it was a close affair last year, 2-1 their place, but they're a very talented squad. They play in a very tough district, so we'll have to be prepared and ready to go. And the guys know it'll be a challenge, but it's one that we're ready for. We're trying to get some stronger teams on the schedule, and that's what helps build your program. So the preseason, we have a game also against Knox West, and we also play a tough opponent, Gibbs, at home. So we try to balance our schedule out where it's not just a gauntlet of games against tough opponents, but those teams are going to get you ready for the postseason.
Yeah. Moving even deeper into your schedule, you have the Smoky Mountain Cup up in Gatlinburg. You mentioned there was a ton of teams in there from different states. How key is that for the district season that you get to play those teams from outside your state that are maybe a little better, maybe.
Well, yeah, between the outside the state and the teams coming from Memphis area and Nashville area, it'll be a great tournament because it'll get us ready for our conference slate. We have to play. Well, there's probably 36, I believe, teams coming to that tournament, and it's just going to be very intense, I guess, for the first weekend of the season. And then we have a week to prepare for DB tournaments. So after we play those tournaments, we have 5 games the first week, so that will get us ready to go. And then you start your district slate probably the 3rd week of the season. So we have to be prepared, be ready to go, or it's just it'll be a long season otherwise.
Right. Well, if you get the chance, guys, get out and see Shawn Way's soccer team. They're bound to be in the hunt for the district championship again this year. Of course, finished 2nd last season, and hopefully, like Shawn Way said, get to that region berth. And who knows, after you get that far in the postseason, who knows what can happen.
A lot can happen. You just got to be prepared for each game and take care of your chances when they're presented to you. So we'll see what happens. We're excited about our season. The guys have been putting a lot of hard work in, so we're ready to go.
Yeah. Well, Shawn, thanks for coming on.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
I'm joined now by Jefferson County High School basketball fan, Jake Morie. Jake, thanks for coming on, man.
You too, man.
All right.
Thank you for having me.
Hey, Jake, talk a little bit about basketball and why you get so excited over Jefferson County basketball.
Well, actually, why we win games because of me, because me and Chris Poor get them fired up, and I just get them fired up every time, every games, and away games. It's good to be back on the road. Be great to be back on the road like we want to be. So.
Yeah, the boys won in the district semifinals last night against Sevier County, 55-42. Now they will play South Doyle tonight in the district championship game at South Doyle. That's going to be a tough game, isn't it, Jake?
Yeah, it's going to be a tough game. We just have to guard, play smart, play deep, play hard, play smart, guard. On the South Doyle, we just have to keep guarding and take it to the basket and every time. And
yeah.
So.
Now the girls also they defeated East last night in their district semifinal game, 59-45. They advanced to play Morristown West for the 3rd time this season in the district championship game as well. And Morristown West is a very good basketball team. Jefferson County's been lucky to have defeated them twice already this season. Jake, Morristown West for the girls, they'll be pretty tough, won't they, buddy?
Oh yeah, they'll be tough. It's just when you look at it, it's gonna be tough. When you look at it, when you watch the game, it's gonna be tough.
Yeah, and of course with Jefferson County winning and making it to the district championship game, they are now guaranteed at least one home game in the regional tournament, which will be hosted by Dobbins Bennett. But the first round game will be at Jefferson County, boys and girls, next week. That's really big to get a game at home when you're this late in the season, isn't it, Jake?
Yeah, it's kind of late when you're on the road and trying to travel all the way on more home away games and all that. So.
Jake, you lead the team out every game. The boys team, you lead them out onto the floor every game. Does that get you real excited and ready for the game?
Oh yeah, it gets me excited to get ready for this game, and I'm just glad to be coaching.
Yeah. Well, you seem like the refs. You seem like you might give them a little bit of your mind during the ball game. Is that something you like to do? You like getting excited when you think the refs maybe don't have a good call?
Yeah. When I look at the calls from referees, it's just, and I know we have bad calls. Sometimes we have bad calls. Sometimes we don't. But it's just part of the game.
It is. You're exactly right. It's just part of the game, man.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can do about it if they don't call it, is it?
Nope. It's not my fault.
No. Now, we talked a little bit about the basketball team and how well they're doing. When they're good like this and they're really running the floor and winning ball games, that makes you happy, doesn't it?
Yeah, makes me happy all the time.
Yeah. How long, Jake? How long have you been have you been coaching with Chris Poore and them?
Well, starting this year, I've been coaching starting this year.
Yeah.
Because I graduated in 2014.
Oh, okay.
From Jefferson County High School, so
I got you.
I'm not in school no more, so I've been coaching this year.
So you were kind of a student coach last year when you were in school?
Student coaching, yeah.
Oh, I got you. Do you like coaching with them?
Yeah, I'm glad they coaching for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they can't do nothing. They can't coach. They can't win without me there.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Well, that's,
without me coaching.
yeah, absolutely. I'd have to agree with you.
Yeah.
The fire the energy that you bring to the team and everything, it seems like it really helps the team.
Yeah.
Is that why you do it? Is that why you get excited, is to help the team?
Yeah, help the team get so excited.
Yeah.
And so I was glad to be right there with them.
Mm-hmm. Now, if they make a run and make it to Nashville again in the state tournament in Murfreesboro, will you be there?
Oh yeah, I'll be there. I'll be there. I'll be at state tournament in Murfreesboro. I'll be in there and coaching for them.
Oh yeah. Talk a little bit about maybe one of your favorite players on the team.
Noah Carter is the best basketball player you can see out there. He's making good shots last night. Danny Bates making good 3-pointers last night. He was on fire last night, and so he's been killing it last night. He's been killing the balls last night.
Yeah. What about Kyle Briggs and John Bryant and Harper? You know, they're seniors this year. This is their last year. You gonna miss them next year?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna miss them next year because we're gonna have new players next year and some more new players next year. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see how we work. See how it goes next year.
I hear you, man. Well, again, Jefferson County plays tonight in the district Saturday night district championship game. The boys will play South Dual at 8 o'clock. The girls play Morristown West at 6:30. Again, they will host a region game next week. Unsure of the time and date right now. Check back at JeffersonCountyPost.com for more information on that. For Mike Stanley and Jake Morie, thanks for joining us. Jake, send us out with a Go Patriots.
Go Patriots!